Hi everybody, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us on what is going to be a busy week this week as we deal with a cold blast coming into the South Island and the North Island. And at the same time, a large low comes into the North Island. It's going to help produce heavier snow with the cold snap, but on top of that, heavy rain and strong winds as well. There's a lot to cover over the next 4 or 5 days. We kick off with the satellite map. We've got a few heavy showers out here on the western side of the North Island moving through across your Monday, and to the east a fair bit of cloud. Many other areas though just dealing with a bit of low level cloud, bit of fog and things like that. Otherwise not too bad. As we move through to the animated map, you can see the cold snap. It is waiting in the wings down here to the southwestern corner. It won't be arriving until Tuesday in the south, so for Monday you've got a light southerly flow across the country, which is mostly southwest around the north. So let's go to Tuesday lunchtime and we'll try and get as detailed as we can. We'll start in the South Island. So you can see the cold front, that is it there, and followed behind it are the southerlies. Now these southerlies don't come off the Antarctic ice shelf, but it does come from out of the Southern Ocean where it is very cold. So we do expect snow to fall to very low levels, in fact even sea level for the first time this year possibly, and Dunedin could be amongst that. Now Dunedin's a hard city to forecast for at the best of times because of its location and the hills and the Southern Alps well out to the west, and on top of that the coastal areas as well. So snow is likely to fall in the CBD, we think, at some point probably around Tuesday or Tuesday night. So it's worth being aware of that as it comes through. The weather conditions around the south will be very cold, and through inland areas, we are like above 100 to 200 meters, the snow is likely to become quite widespread and heavy, and therefore that's likely to affect all of the alpine passes and potentially some of the airports, like maybe Queenstown, maybe Dunedin, maybe Invercargill. And we do say maybe because it's up to the airlines, airports and pilots to decide whether or not flights won't go ahead. So this is how it looks when we get to lunchtime Wednesday. It's pretty messy, and I didn't talk about the North Island on Tuesday because there wasn't much to talk about, but Wednesday's when it gets a bit more interesting. So look at the airflow. It is a southeasterly. That means if you're over on the west coast, beautiful sunny weather probably, might be a bit cold, but it won't be pouring with rain. That is over on the eastern side, and in fact rain is a little unlikely. It's more likely to be falling as snow. So we expect the snow level in Canterbury to be 100 or 200 meters. Christchurch, you're right on the borderline for maybe a few snow flurries, but to be honest with you, the main focus is inland. It's for farmers and for those who are driving on the alpine highways and flying. So, you know, farmers and travellers, that's the main focus for us. And as it moves into the North Island, the Rimutaka Ranges, and up towards the Desert Road, the highways all around Mount Ruapehu, and also State Highway 5, the Napier to Taupo Highway, may also be impacted, while those at the top of the country, you just have some more wet weather, showers coming through. Now later into the week, we get to lunchtime Thursday, and you can see that North Island low. This is it here, and it is pushing against this high. So we've said this is not a storm coming through this week, but there will be some localized pockets of stormy weather. An actual storm means everybody gets all the severe weather, but when it's just like this, you end up with a squash zone in here, and that's where the worst of the winds will be, and they look like they could be pretty strong. Severe gales, in fact, possible on Thursday through the Cook Strait area, and obviously that affects the upper South Island and the lower North Island. And also the upper North Island is pretty blustery, but probably not too badly affected. Snow affecting the central plateau. And we end on Friday, and look at this. A lot of wind and rain still pushing through. So there'll be rain at sea level through Hawke's Bay, but it's going to be cold, and it won't take long before you go up a few hundred meters and suddenly it's falling as snow. So there could be some very heavy snow on the mountains and on the ranges. We don't expect many North Island towns to be affected by snow, but certainly places like Waiouru, Oakuni, maybe Stratford, maybe Eketahuna, you might be seeing some snow flurries coming through. While it eases in the South Island for the most part, a few snow flurries remain there on Banks Peninsula. So it's a busy week ahead. We'll keep you updated over the next few days, and don't forget to check out the Weather Watch website. We've got frequently asked questions about this event. We've got a slightly different language to Met Service, so please do check out our website. And also our tax dollars fund the Met Service warnings and watches, so make sure you're aware of that as well. There is quite a lot to go on this week, but we're not at this stage expecting major snow in the main centres. We will certainly keep a close eye on Dunedin and Christchurch though, and update you if anything changes. Our next video update will be out on Tuesday.